Breaking news from Manhattan, the trial of entertainment mogul Sean Diddy Combs took a stunning turn when actor Ben Affleck stepped forward as a key witness. According to court sources, Affleck presented evidence described as pivotal to the case, thrusting his ex-wife Jennifer Lopez into the heart of the investigation.
What's in Ben Affleck's testimony that's pushing Diddy to the brink of a death sentence and sent Jennifer Lopez fleeing in a panic on a private jet in the dead of night? In a federal courtroom where Sean Diddy Combs faces grave accusations, Ben Affleck made an unexpected entrance not as a celebrity, not as an ex-husband, but as a witness, a man armed with a hidden notebook, a buried video, and evidence of a secret tunnel beneath a Bel Air mansion, a place where it's alleged countless victims were brought in, only to leave forever changed if they left at all. And then, a bombshell. Jennifer Lopez's name surfaced in that notebook. Was she a victim? Or someone who knew everything and chose silence? Ben didn't speak through tears, he spoke through proof, and that proof was enough to make Diddy slam his fist on the table in rage while Jennifer Lopez sat head bowed, utterly speechless. Why would Ben dare to do this, knowing he could lose everything? And what else remains hidden behind those music contracts, million-dollar parties, and a love story that seemed picture-perfect? This isn't just a trial, it's a clash between light and shadow, between one man bold enough to expose the truth and those who believed their power could buy silence forever. The full story, raw, unfiltered, begins with Ben Affleck's testimony, and what he's revealed will ensure you never see Hollywood the same way again.
I'm standing in front of the Manhattan Federal Courthouse, where one of the most shocking trials in entertainment history has just unfolded. Moments ago, actor Ben Affleck emerged from the courthouse after delivering a shattering testimony. His expression was haunted, eyes bloodshot, and he firmly declined to engage with the swarm of reporters. Inside the courtroom, the atmosphere crackled with intensity as Affleck not only laid bare the illicit dealings of Sean Diddy Combs, but also exposed a gut-wrenching revelation. His ex-wife, Jennifer Lopez, is implicated in this dark web of crime.
One morning, the air in a New York courtroom grew thick with the public's insatiable curiosity. Sean Diddy Combs, the music mogul who once ruled the entertainment world, stood accused of a litany of grave charges: human trafficking, assault, extortion, and money laundering. The trial wasn't just a media frenzy, it was the stage where the elite's darkest secrets began to unravel. But no one could have predicted that the man to stun the world would be Ben Affleck, the Oscar-winning actor and former husband of Jennifer Lopez. In a moment that left the courtroom breathless, Ben took the witness stand, his gaze resolute yet heavy with anguish. He wasn't there merely to accuse Diddy, he was there to unveil a shattering truth about the woman he once loved deeply. Jennifer Lopez. Why would an A-list star like Ben Affleck risk everything to confront the shadowy power brokers of the entertainment industry? What drove him to break his silence and testify against his former wife and the music titan Diddy? Is this a bold stand for justice, or the desperate final move of a man betrayed and cornered? The story traces back to 2021 when Ben and Jennifer reignited their romance after nearly 2 decades apart. The world had once adored Ben for Hollywood's golden couple. Ben Affleck believed he knew Jennifer Lopez inside and out. Every touch of her hand, every glance, every subtle gesture. He thought he understood her, even the hidden corners of the heart of the woman who once meant everything to him. But as the red carpet glamour began to fade, shadows started creeping in. Jennifer began to change. She'd vanish late into the night, her phone buzzing in the early hours, its screen flashing briefly before she silenced it, as if concealing something. Ben tried to dismiss his doubts, but whenever he asked about her past with Diddy, Jennifer's eyes turned icy, her smile strained, like a wall rising between them. "It's just the past, Ben," she'd say, but her voice trembled, as though guarding a terrifying secret. One night as Jennifer slept deeply, Ben received an anonymous email. Its message was brief but cut like a blade. She never left Diddy. Check her phone. His heart pounded as if he stood at the edge of an abyss. With trembling hands, he grabbed Jennifer's phone and unlocked it. A text from an unnamed number stared back at him. 2 a.m. usual spot. "Don't let Affleck know." Rage surged through him like wildfire. He dialed the number. Diddy's smooth, chilling voice answered, "What are you digging into, Ben? Watch yourself, or you'll bring trouble on your own head." The call ended with a click, sharp as a warning shot. Ben started noticing the little things. The sound of Jennifer's footsteps pausing in the living room at night, as if she were checking something. Once he heard a faint click beneath the floor, but when he pressed her about it, she just laughed and changed the subject. Suspicion gnawed at his mind. Yet Ben clung to the hope that Jennifer wasn't the person he was beginning to fear. One night, Ben drove through the dense fog on the outskirts of Los Angeles, his heart heavy with unease. He didn't know what he was chasing, only that his instincts urged him forward. Suddenly, his rearview mirror blazed with light. A massive black SUV loomed behind him, its headlights glaring like the eyes of a predator. Before Ben could react, the SUV slammed into his car. The screech of metal echoed, glass shattered in a spray of fragments. Ben's car spun wildly, crashing into the roadside, smoke billowing around him. Blood trickled from a gash on his forehead as he gripped the steering wheel, his heart pounding like it might burst. Through the haze, he saw the SUV pause, its tinted windows dark as a lethal smirk. A shadowy figure inside stared directly at him, as if searing a warning into his soul, before vanishing into the night. The police called it a random accident, but Ben wasn't convinced. He checked his dash cam and found the SUV's license plate, traced to an obscure company, one that, according to an anonymous tip, was linked to Diddy. The mogul's chilling threat echoed in Ben's mind. "You're bringing trouble on yourself." Days later, Ben's parents' home in Boston was ransacked. Furniture lay smashed, and scrawled across the wall in blood-red paint was a message: "Keep quiet, or your family's done." Standing amid the wreckage, Ben clutched a torn family photo, feeling betrayal's blade twist in his chest. He recalled a night when Jennifer, drunk and mumbling, had whispered, "Diddy has a notebook. It holds every secret." Those words now felt like a curse, dragging him into a deadly game. Ben began shadowing Jennifer. Night after night, she slipped out of the house, driving to a deserted industrial park on the city's edge. One moonlit night, Ben followed. He watched her enter an old warehouse, exchanging hushed words with a tall, imposing man. The man's low, icy voice carried it was Diddy's. Ben crouched behind a crate, his pulse hammering, barely daring to breathe. Diddy's razor-sharp gaze swept the darkness, as if sensing Ben's presence. Ben retreated, his resolve burning brighter than ever. He had to uncover the truth. He scoured their shared home, moving like a thief in his own space. After sleepless nights, he found a loose floorboard in the living room. Prying it open, he uncovered a hidden tunnel, its depths reeking of damp decay, like the breath of a buried secret. With a trembling flashlight, he descended, the beam revealing cold concrete walls that felt like a tomb. The tunnel led to a concealed room, packed with cameras, lighting equipment, and a heavy safe that seemed to hold the weight of the world's sins. Ben forced the lock and found the notebook Jennifer had mentioned. It wasn't just a list, it was a meticulous diary chronicling Diddy's infamous freak-off parties, where depravity, assault, and abuse unfolded. Names of A-list stars, gifts sent to officials to ensure silence, sham charities used for trafficking, and schedules for laundering money through shell companies were all documented with chilling precision. Worse, a few handwritten notes in Jennifer's script sent shivers down Ben's spine. "Make sure everyone stays quiet and move the package through the fund." What were they? Ben didn't dare guess, but each word stabbed at his trust. Inside the safe was a hard drive. When he plugged it into his laptop, a brief video flickered to life. Dim lighting, frenzied music, and the silhouette of a woman resembling Jennifer standing beside Diddy, her eyes cold as ice. A young girl, her gaze filled with panic, appeared in the frame before the video cut off, leaving Ben frozen in horror and burning with questions. He couldn't bring himself to watch more, terrified of what it might reveal. His heart shattered. The woman he loved hadn't just betrayed him, she was entangled in crimes too monstrous to fathom. Doubt coiled around Ben's mind like a venomous snake, tightening with every passing moment. Rifling through Jennifer's desk, he uncovered an old phone tucked away in a hidden drawer. A single undeleted message stopped him cold. Shine took the fall. "We're safe now." The 1999 nightclub shooting flashed into Ben's memory, the one that sent young rapper Shine to prison for a decade. Digging through old articles and reaching out to an anonymous investigative journalist, Ben learned that Jennifer had been arrested alongside Diddy after the incident, but was released swiftly after vouching for his innocence. Victim Natanya Rubin swore Diddy shot her in the face, yet Jennifer's testimony had shielded him. A darker rumor surfaced. Jennifer might have smuggled the gun into the club. Ben clutched the phone, feeling as if he held a live grenade. What chilled him to the bone, though, was a marriage certificate between Jennifer and Diddy. Dated 1999, this secret union wasn't born of love. It was a calculated move to shield Jennifer from testifying against Diddy, protected by spousal privilege. Worse still, Ben uncovered documents tying the guns found in the tunnel to his own name. A sinister setup to pin the blame on him. Despite the agony tearing at his soul, Ben paused to gather himself. He meticulously copied every piece of evidence, the notebook, the hard drive, the phone, and stashed them in a secure location. Each night, he wrestled with the sting of betrayal, his anger urging him to scream, yet he felt powerless against a force far greater than himself. Diddy wasn't just one man, he was the linchpin of a sprawling criminal network, its tendrils reaching politicians, lawyers, and even the FBI. Ben knew that exposing the evidence could bring deadly consequences for him and his family. Images of the SUV crashing into his car, his parents' home vandalized, and the blood-red threat scrawled on their wall haunted his every thought. But a spark of justice ignited within Ben when Cassie Ventura, Diddy's former girlfriend, bravely took the witness stand. Her voice breaking, Cassie recounted years of manipulation coerced into attending Diddy's depraved freak-off parties where she was forced to engage with strangers while he watched. "He controlled everything from the clothes I wore to my very soul," she said, tears streaming down her face. Then Cassie dropped a bombshell. Jennifer was a frequent presence at those parties. "She knew everything," Cassie whispered, her words hanging like a blade over Ben's head. The ground seemed to shift beneath him, yet he wasn't ready to accept that Jennifer was part of that darkness. Ben discreetly handed the notebook, hard drive, and phone to the FBI, but he held back one final secret. In the safe, he'd found a marriage certificate between Jennifer and Diddy, signed in 19. This clandestine union was no act of love, it was a calculated shield to protect Diddy from prosecution through spousal privilege. Ben gripped the document, his heart pulverized, yet he knew he was inching closer to the eye of the storm. In the courtroom, Ben recounted his story with a voice that trembled but never wavered. He described the harrowing car crash, the hidden tunnel, and the notebook cataloging Diddy's atrocities. He revealed the text messages from the phone, proving Jennifer smuggled a gun into the 1999 nightclub incident and pinned the blame on Shine. The marriage certificate was raised like a banner of truth, exposing Jennifer's legal maneuver. "I loved her once," Ben said, his voice sharp as a blade as he locked eyes with Jennifer, now sitting in the gallery, her face drained of color. "But she chose to stand with the devil." Ben's testimony sent shockwaves through the courtroom. Diddy's legal team launched an immediate counterattack, leaping to their feet and shouting that Ben's accusations were a vengeful ex-husband's fabricated tale. They demanded the judge dismiss the evidence, branding Ben a liar and painting him as a man consumed by a vendetta against Jennifer. But the judge, swayed by the meticulous detail and undeniable weight of Ben's proof, ordered the FBI to search Ben's mansion at once to verify the secret tunnel. He also issued a directive to reopen the investigation into the 1999 nightclub shooting, zeroing in on Jennifer Lopez's role in Diddy's network. An urgent subpoena was issued, compelling Jennifer to testify. But mere hours later, a bombshell hit. Jennifer Lopez had vanished. No one knew where Jennifer was. She didn't appear at any public events, ignored the media, and her lavish Beverly Hills estate stood empty, its windows caked with dust. Whispers spread that she'd fled to a country without an extradition treaty, taking millions to live in hiding. Meanwhile, Diddy remained in the defendant's chair, his eyes glinting like a predator's, a smirk curling his lips as if he held a secret the world had yet to uncover. The public erupted with questions. Was Jennifer truly a victim or a willing accomplice? If Diddy was merely a cog in a larger criminal machine, who was pulling the strings? And why would Ben Affleck, a man who once shunned the spotlight, dare to confront such a formidable force? The biggest question lingered like a storm cloud. Does justice truly exist, or will power and wealth continue to shroud the truth? Ben Affleck, once a man betrayed, threatened, and pushed to the edge of survival, has emerged as an unyielding symbol of courage. Despite the looming threat of retaliation from a vast and powerful network, he chose to stand for justice, not just for himself, but for Diddy's countless nameless victims. Shine, who lost a decade of his life in prison, Cassie, abused in the shadows, and many others crushed by corruption's weight. Ben's story serves as a powerful reminder that even in a world riddled with deceit and dominance, courage and truth can blaze like an eternal flame. Yet the haunting question remains, will justice truly prevail? Where is Jennifer Lopez hiding, and what other horrifying secrets wait to be uncovered? As Diddy's criminal web unravels, will Ben face further threats, or will he become the hero who tears down the veil of power? And most crucially, will you stand with the truth, or let lies continue to manipulate the world? Stay tuned, because this story is far from over. One thing is certain, the fire of justice has been kindled, and it will burn through every secret, no matter how mighty those behind it may be.